All right, so in the filming of this video, the thumbnail has injured my shoulder, unfortunately. So if I'm favoring that, that's because AJ told me to pose and my shoulder popped. Still wounded from my little racing injury. If you haven't seen that yet, scroll back. But I got a good backdrop and made you guys probably click on here. But a real conversation that's got to happen is tariffs. And I wasn't really going to jump on the bandwagon. I never do as far as things that are in the news and things like that, because I'm not a Debbie Downer, but I can tell you guys, it's going to be a real deal. Some of y'all know and some of y'all have dealt with. I'm partners with the boat side of the industry also. And a lot of things get imported into that business for boat part sales and other things too. And already, our invoices are affected tremendously, 15 to as much as 30%. Again, that's going across to the consumer. It's just the start. We already see places following suit that their items are not affected by tariffs. So, excuse me. It's a beautiful day, but the pollen's out. What is a tariff? A tariff is, for you guys that don't know, it's a tax. So if something comes from Canada or Mexico or Japan or any of these other countries, it's a tax to bring it across the border to sell it. But if you look at the back of most everything that you have in your house or that you order off somewhere, it probably says made in Taiwan, made in Mexico, made in Japan, made in China. And one of Donald Trump's ways of fixing some of these things to bring stuff back to America is tariffs and increasing them. So a lot of people are fussing that he's messing things up, but he's got to fix the problems first. So I know there's going to be a whole bunch of arguments in the comments. This is just our 2 cents. But I can promise you, we are seeing tariffs affect things already. We're ahead of it as best we can, ordering in extra products, ordering extra supplies. And I'm going to tell you guys now, and in 30 days when you're watching this video because of this happening, I hope my prediction was right. I hope it wasn't right, but I feel like it's going to be right. We're going to see another COVID situation. There's going to be a supply and demand problem. I don't know if it's going to be toilet paper for wiping your butt, or if it's going to be paper for printing invoices, if it's going to be tires and wheels. I don't know where it's going to fall, but there's going to be a supply and demand problem. And while that is, people like us are going to buy product at a today price that is already starting to increase. Then we're going to say, all right, I don't need 4 sets of 44 boggers on the shelf. I don't need 100 sets of wheels on the shelf. I don't need a, bunch of grills and headlights for square bodies. So I'm going to stop because the price is up higher and higher and higher. And then I'm going to have 20 projects to get done, and I'm not going to have the product. Then I'm going to call to get the product, and the guy before me and the guy before me and the guy after me has also called trying to get the product because he also waited. And then there's going to be a shortage. There's already plants that are changing their production schedule, slowing things down, because sometimes the product that they have to bring in comes from overseas. Steel prices, so many things that you guys might not realize are tremendously affected by this, and we're going to see it across the board with everything. Some people on their invoices are already putting tariff surcharge. When fuel went up back in the 90s, there was a fuel surcharge. Then fuel went back down. Guess what never went away? That fuel surcharge never went away. We saw that on invoices for the first time ever on invoices. And it's still there today. There used to be free shipping and delivery from so many of our suppliers. That went away. Like I said, I hate to be a Debbie Downer, and I'm not, because it's a beautiful Friday. It's the Easter weekend. We got some amazing square body content to bring you guys. But tariffs are a real thing, and they're going to affect a lot. And there's already, me and AJ are getting ready to run by a shop to go pick up a sandblaster and a couple other little tools that this shop is selling. They're closing. This is the 4th 2 car lots, 2 shops this week that we've directly been involved with buying items from where they're closing or have closed. They can't do it any longer. Overhead is increasingly out of hand. And we're not making any extra money as a business. And you business owners, I know there's a ton of you guys on this channel. You can raise your hand if you're making more money. I don't care if you're modest or, you know, want to brag about it. I don't think there's any of them out there that are making more money than they were in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, early 2020s. I don't think there is. I talk to roofers, plumbers, electricians, paving guys, car sales guys. We all have the same battle. And if you're a newer business and you're having to overcome these expenses, just like our electric bill, $1,000, $500, we're not even in here. $1,000, $500, shop's probably $1,000 some dollars. I think we pay almost $7,000 in electric bills a month. That's double what it was 3 or 4 years ago. If we want power, we have to pay the freaking bill. Everything's up. I could go on and on. I should have made a list, but that's just one, the power bill. The cable bill. Our cable internet link bill combined is thousands of dollars and getting ready to be more because we're getting ready to add some more service for our security cameras. It's ridiculous. And it's some things you have to stay in business. And that's before you even open the door. Those bills are coming. Water, electric, cable, insurance. Whole nother thing for a whole nother episode, but my personal insurance I've had since I was 16 years old because my mom and dad did not have personal insurance. They were insured through the business. I had to have my own policy. At 16 years old as a boy, that's not an easy thing to get. Most people get added to their parents' policy. I had to get my own policy. I remember like it was yesterday, it was $1,400. I did the math in my head, that's $120 a month or whatever the number was that I had to make just to drive my car before I had to have gas and everything else. It probably wasn't that bad looking back, but that was still an expense. I've been driving for 31 years. Crazy number. I just switched from that insurance company. I had no choice. I have a lot of cars on my policy, of course. I have a perfect driving record, but it got so high. I called somebody else. They were able to cut it better than half. So there was some good savings there, but that was just extraordinarily out of hand. Now, of course, I had to make some changes on the policy for cars I didn't drive, but whole nother episode for a whole nother day about insurance. But it's all out of hand, guys. And tariffs are going to affect this industry. They're going to affect big business. They're going to affect small business. They're going to affect so many pieces and parts that go on these cool trucks. And the only thing I can say is buckle down, be ready. Not going to be a doomsday guy, but you're going to see things that are going to be changed tremendously throughout this. And, you know, one thing stays the same. You got to have fun. You got to enjoy life. But I hate to say it, but for business, it's going to be a rough ride for a lot of guys. It's going to be a rough ride for even us. And stocking up and spending money. The product doesn't get here for free. We got to pay for it. Some of these invoices that come from these suppliers used to be on 30-day net. Now they give you a bonus if you pay it within a certain amount of days. You know why that is? They need that cash flow. And that's how we are in this economy and market. So we'll cut it a little short. He's going to come over here and do some weed eating, so we're going to have some noise in the background. Stay tuned, guys. Be careful with the tariffs. Not much you can do about it, unfortunately. We're all in for a treat with that. And if you need some stuff for your trucks or cars, call us and get it, because it'll get harder to get and it's going to be more expensive going forward. And we do have a merch drop today. That's something exciting. We are dropping some new merch today, and we'll have quite a few other things that are going to be exciting. And now we got somebody stopping by. It's going to interrupt us, so go cut the video now. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned for more. Davis Drives on YouTube, Davis Auto Sales in Richmond, Virginia. Thanks.